So, folks, this is yet another episode from the TGV Global Speaker Series, and our guest for today is Drew Xavier Pitcher. He's from Hamilton, Bermuda. Drew Pitcher is the man who made a life-altering decision by walking away from a promising football career right on the cusp of university, and he realized that true greatness is not just about what you do, but also about who you are. Drew's journey is a testament to always chasing your dreams and asking the crucial question, who is the person behind the dream? While Drew struggled in school, he sought real world applications and meaning, ultimately discovering his passion beyond the classroom. His story is a reminder that sometimes following the conventional path doesn't always align with our sense of purpose. Having delved into sports performance for 7 years, Drew found success but felt an unfulfilled yearning for something more significant. He will share his inspiring quest to find his true purpose and create a more profound impact. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, defining the Maverick's life, here is an exciting twist. Let us tickle the brain of Drew first. So, Drew, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, here comes the first word: curiosity.
Answers.
Invention.
Create.
Future.
Bright.
Book.
Knowledge.
Movie.
Entertainment.
Food.
Delicious.
Life.
A journey.
Technology.
Advancements.
Success.
Alignment.
And the last one is universe.
Limitless.
Awesome. And it was great rapid fire, Drew.
Appreciate it.
So we'll wait for one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode. And in the meantime, folks, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value not only to your life, but also to your career. And thank you so much for tuning in. Drew, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. How are you today? Super thrilled to have you today.
I'm doing well, thank you. And I'm very humbled and grateful to be here. And I look forward to our conversation for sure.
Yeah. Likewise, Drew, let's get started with your success mantra first. So please share with our audience the top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far.
Top 3 things. First, I would definitely have to say it's an unwavering trust and belief in yourself. I think that's honestly one thing that has stood out in terms of what's, paved the path for me. The second would have to be a great support system, but not just people who cheer you on, but people who tell you, when you need to take a step back and look at what you're doing. And the third thing would definitely have to be resilience. Mm-hmm. Those would be the 3 things I would say.
Awesome. And that was really crisp and to the point. Now let's move forward to the core of today's conversation. So please share your personal definition of the Maverick life and what led you to embrace this unconventional approach to personal development.
Yeah, I really love this question. For me, the Maverick life, it's a combination of a lot of things, right? The first thing is the shortest and best answer to that is it's freedom. The Maverick life is about being 100% who you are, despite what society says is right or wrong. And it's embracing that, whether that's doing something that you're afraid of, or doing something or creating something that people don't think is possible or makes sense. It's really just embracing everything that you have to offer the world and doing that without caring what people are going to say or think. That's really what the Maverick life is. It's just being free. And I would say what led me to that, honestly, it wasn't a pretty situation in my life. It was at a point where I was kind of at rock bottom, and I had to rebuild, and I had to find a way to, I guess, redefine what I wanted life to be and how I could come out of that situation better than I went in. And something that I encourage people to do is, and we've lost sight of it, I think, is setting a standard for ourselves. And that standard can be whatever you think is your best and sticking to that. And so for me, the Maverick Life was created out of me building that new standard of this is the minimum of the type of person I want to be in the world. And you won't fall below that. And where you take it, to whatever level you take that to is completely up to you, because there's no ceiling.
Yeah. I can resonate with my own personal journey of this, the Guiding Voice platform. It started 3.5 years ago. And of late, still I get questioned by many people, like, why are you doing that when you are not earning money already? You're putting in a lot of efforts. But I said, I want to create something big, which people did not imagine or cannot imagine. So
right.
I can 100% resonate.
Exactly. I completely agree. And sometimes it's not about the money. You have to do what's in your heart and bring service to the people, and the money and all of that stuff will take care of it. So
yeah, agree. And let's move forward and talk about the pillars like this: fearless heart, resilient spirit, and Maverick Unleashed. Right? These serve as a foundation for navigating challenges and pursuing personal growth in one's life. So this is what you mentioned. So please unleash more.
So these pillars, like you said, it's the foundation, right? So like when you're building anything, and it's the same when you're building yourself, especially in personal development, you have to have, in order to build anything, you have to have a solid foundation, right? So when it comes to these pillars, that's what they are. Your fearless heart is basically saying, what I talked about before, it's not being absent of fear, but it's embracing that and saying, okay, I'm going to do it anyway, because it's going to be for the betterment of myself or others. So it's, people have this idea of being fearless means you don't feel fear, but that's not true. Fear is normal, and it's something we all feel, and we don't have to get rid of it. It's embracing it and saying, okay, I'm going to do what I'm going to do in spite of that fear. That's what fearless heart really is about. And then you have resilient spirit, which is just really always finding a way. You obstacles and challenges and all those things are part of life. It's not something that we can prevent, but it's always finding a way to overcome those things and using them as a stepping stone. You're talking about navigating challenges and pursuing personal growth, but all of these things are stepping stones. So having a fearless heart, having a resilient spirit, those are steps you can take to overcome those things. And then obviously Maverick Unleashed is the final piece of that. It really is the fearless heart and the resilient spirit coming together. And that is where you've kind of embodied everything of your standard, which I talked about in the Maverick Life. This is where you've put those pieces together and you're able to release that greatness that's inside of you to transform those challenges and evolve as a person. That's the way that I look at it. And that's why the foundation is so solid, because as much as it can fluctuate, those things never change, because that's your minimum.
Wonderful, Drew. And this brings me to my next question. This is more about tapping the untapped potential, right? So please elaborate on how one can delve deep within oneself to uncover this untapped potential and embark on the quest for hidden greatness.
So, obviously there's a lot of ways you can do that, right? And how do I say? There's a lot of things that we can do to bring out the very best in ourselves. And for me personally, what I believe brings out the very best of people is discomfort and challenges and putting yourself in those situations. And I know it's a scary thing, but if you can embrace those challenges, they become an incredible secret weapon in life, because we're always, on day to day, we're always met with some sort of challenge. And it's the one constant in life that can allow us to elevate. And if we lose that,
Yeah.
then if we try to mitigate that and we want to eliminate it, we lose the level of greatness that we can climb to. So for me, I would say the best way to tap into that potential and ultimately reach your level of greatness is to embrace those challenges and use them as a platform and seek them. So seek the things that scare you, seek the things that create discomfort, seek the things that bring obstacle and challenge. And when you do that, you transform into a person that you never really thought was possible. And that's, if I had to pick one thing, I mean, there's a lot of things that I could share and say like this is going to help you. But if I had to pick one thing that anyone can implement, it would be that, because you're always met with some sort of adversity or challenge or obstacle, and so you don't have to search too hard to tap into that.
All right, that's amazing, Drew. I'm loving every bit of this. And now let's talk about the skepticism part and also the raised eyebrows. Can this skepticism and raised eyebrows be transformed into valuable assets for personal growth and navigating an unconventional path in life?
Absolutely. And I love this question because, you talked about it earlier when you're starting this podcast, and people are, giving you feedback of like, why are you doing this? You're not making money. And, the thing is, people are always going to have an opinion, right? And the opinions get stronger the greater the goal is. The thing is, one thing I would say is we give a negative meaning to skepticism and opinions and raised eyebrows and all those things. The truth is, if we take those things and give them a positive meaning and saying, how is this making me better? How is this going to propel me to meet what I want to achieve? And this is something incredibly powerful. And what I would encourage people to do is to say, how is this skepticism? How is this negative feedback? How are these opinions making me better for whether you're starting a business? How does this make me a better entrepreneur? How does this make me a better athlete? How does this make me a better, just a person in general? And give it that meaning instead of saying, oh, I need to prove this person wrong. Oh, why are they being so negative? I don't understand. And it takes you away from your actual goal, right? So for me, this is how it becomes a positive asset. And it's very powerful actually, because if you take a negative meaning from it and transform it to something positive and saying, okay, this is happening to me because there's something in me that needs to improve. And so what is it teaching me? What is it that it's doing that's making me better? And if you look at it that way, I mean, it's invaluable.
Fabulous. Let me move to my next question. This is more around the Maverick mindset. So how does a Maverick mindset view challenges and hurdles as opportunities, shaping an individual journey towards evolution and growth? What's your take on that?
So the Maverick mindset is kind of one that I've kind of come up with this on my own, but it's kind of encapsulates the whole Maverick life and the approach, which we've talked about already, right? But when it comes to mindset is a tricky thing, right? And it's something that we're always trying to improve and get better at. But the Maverick mindset basically doesn't believe in challenges. It doesn't look at it as this is a negative thing or this is something I have to overcome. It sees it as an opportunity. It sees it as this moment. I call them moments of, people say defining moments. I don't like to use that term. I call them moments of impact. And you have these moments of impact, right? And in that moment, you have a decision to make, and you're faced a lot of the time with two options. You either sink or you swim, right? And that's how the Maverick mindset works. And obviously, sometimes people can make that split second decision and they choose to sink, or they make the split second decision and they choose to swim. And sometimes, very, very rarely, but sometimes you can't make a decision and you're stuck, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, neither one of those decisions are a negative thing. whichever decision you make, it just highlights where you need to improve. It highlights who you are. So the Maverick mindset sees these moments of impact as a way to illuminate the things that aren't at the level that you need them to be at. Because you can't, in this time, you can't hide. So the things that aren't working, the things that you need to improve on, come to light. And so that's how the Maverick mindset, I would say, views challenges and obstacles and hurdles and those. Really just about, this is where I am, and it's not seeing that something's wrong. It's just, this is where I am. Okay, I'm at A, but I want to be at C. Okay, how do I do that? And it's just really just about being self-aware, and that's a hard thing to do. I mean, I know it's not an easy thing to do, but when you understand that, then you start to become more aware, and you start to see the kind of decisions you make and how you act when these moments of impact come. And then that's how you start to make shifts.
Great. Now let's talk about the other two elements also. Like what actionable steps can audience take to commit to a life which is guided by a fearless heart and resilient spirit while embracing the essence of a maverick life?
So actionable steps. First, foremost, I know I said this before, but do something that scares you. That one thing. Everyone has one thing that constantly comes in their mind that they're afraid to do. And it's probably almost every day or multiple times a day where they think about this one thing. It's like, I really want to do this, but I'm scared, or I don't think it's going to work. I would say do that one thing that keeps popping in your head. That's the first thing you should do. The second thing is focus on being aware, like grow that skill, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through walking, whether it's through running, something where you have to be really just you have to be in silence, but it creates a meditative state, and you have no choice but to be completely aware of your surroundings and what's going on with you. So, I mean, some people don't enjoy meditation, which is completely fine, but find something where you have to embrace awareness and embrace the silence of what's going on around you. And I would say the third thing would be, this may sound kind of weird, especially when it comes to mindset, but exercise, and intense exercise. And I don't say, and whatever that looks like to you, because everyone's version of what's intense is different. But when you're working out, and I would say also do this in silence, because when you're going through something that intense, especially, for example, lifting weights, if you're lifting weights in silence, the only thing you can depend on is yourself. And so if you're lifting something heavy, you have to tap into yourself to get that weight up. There's nothing else you can depend on. And so that if I had to pick three things to do, it would be those three things. And you'd be surprised at how much of an impact they do make on your mindset and just how you approach life in general.
Superb and fabulous conversation so far, Drew. And
Yes,
it's time for us to add. Yeah, it's time for us to add some more excitement and some more spice. So let me bring in another set of few intriguing questions to which you can respond briefly. If you're ready, I'll fire the second rapid fire round.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
I would say, stop thinking your way out of life and just live.
Just live, yeah. Stop thinking way out of your life and just live. Awesome. And what is one thing that you are really bad at that you wish you were better or good at?
I don't know. I would probably say singing. I know that's a weird thing, but I would say singing.
And can you describe yourself in just one word?
I mean, I would have to say Maverick.
Spot on.
Yeah.
What is the biggest risk that you have ever taken?
Biggest risk I've ever taken, I would say probably is walking away from football and starting a new dream.
And what is the best book that you have read this year or so far?
The best book I've read this year. Let's do this year. I would say Resilience by, I think it's Eric Greitens, I think is the name.
Resilience. Okay. And the last one for rapid fire round, Drew. What is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you'd like to see or invent yourself?
So forgive me because I'm not a huge tech guy, so I'm sorry if this already exists. But um, I would say for me, it would be something that some sort of gadget that helps, I guess, entrepreneurs with with connecting in a way that's easy. I don't know how else to explain that, but a way that entrepreneurs can really just be able to collaborate, I guess is the word, not connect.
That's a good one. I think it's a fantastic idea. Right now, there are so many forums and avenues available, but not everybody is aware of them. So you want to make their life right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I probably already exist and I just don't know. But
yeah, indeed, good one. And that was a great rapid fire. With that, let's flip back to the mainstream. So, any closing thoughts to those who want to live their dreams? Because you are a great example here. You walked out of your football career and you wanted to live your own dream, and you started the Maverick mindset, right? So, what will be your thoughts to people that are thinking just like you or who want to chase their dreams?
That's a really good question, and I think a lot of people ask me this, and I would say, don't rely on what people are going to say or feel about you doing something that's outside of the box, or maybe you changed your dream and people are going to say, but I thought this was what you're passionate about. The thing is, the only thing you can do in life is trust yourself and trust what's in your heart. Nobody else can do that for you. So if I had to give you one piece of advice, it would be trust that. Trust your gut, trust your heart, and follow that, because it will never lead you wrong. Yes, I can almost guarantee that the path won't be smooth, but it will be worth it.
Yeah.
And you'll be proud of yourself and grateful to yourself that you trusted what you were feeling, because the outcome will be exactly where you want to be, or even greater than that. Yeah. So don't be afraid to, even if you're going down a path of a dream already, don't be afraid to change it or create your own path. You don't have to have a path that already exists. I didn't, and I had to find a way to create that path for myself. So if it's something that's not there, create the option, because at the end of the day, that path that wasn't there, somebody who wants to do something in the future that's similar to you, you've created that path for them, so they don't have to go through all the hardship and all the stuff that you did. You made that easier, and that's something to be very proud of. And so that's what I would say. You can't go wrong in trusting yourself, because you better than anybody else. So that's what I would say.
Super powerful advice. I simply loved it. And
thank you.
Before I let you go, share with me, how is your experience being hosted on my platform, The Guiding Voice?
The Guiding Voice has been, honestly, it's been a privilege. I'm very grateful to be here. Just, it's an incredible thing, and your energy is a great thing. And I admire your mission and wanting to make, everyone's life a little bit better, and providing a platform where people can learn from others. I think it's a powerful thing. So I commend you for that. And yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah. So most welcome, and the pleasure is all mine hosting you. And Drew, on this moment, I would also thank you once again for being part of this show by sharing your valuable insights with our audience. And you have spent a lot of valuable time with us. And I'm looking forward to one more conversation or a few more conversations in the future. And it was great hosting you, and wish you all the very best on all your endeavors as well, Drew. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. And I hope we'll have many more conversations as well.
Absolutely. Would love to have you back. And so, friends, that was our episode with Drew Xavier Pitcher. And before we move into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to the Guiding Voice podcast from wherever you have tuned in, because subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed this conversation and found it beneficial, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like the guiding voice. So please spread the knowledge and also help others grow just like you. Now let's cruise into the trivia segment. We had amazing conversation with our guest from Bermuda. So I thought I would present you 3 less known facts about Bermuda. And here comes the very first fact. It is about the mysterious Bermuda Triangle connection. Bermuda is famously associated with the Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean known for the unexplained disappearance of ships and aircraft. The myth surrounding the Bermuda Triangle has made it a place of intrigue, despite many incidents having reasonable explanations. And I'm also sure you must be curious about what is happening there. And the second one is about no army but a regiment. Bermuda is one of the fewest places in the world without a standing army, but it does have the Bermuda Regiment. This reserve force plays a critical role in maintaining the island's security, particularly during natural disasters, and also serves in international peacemaking missions. And the third one is about the inverted horseshoe. Bermuda's unique geographic formation has given rise to a fascinating natural feature known as the inverted horseshoe. This underwater geological formation found around Bermuda resembles an inverted horseshoe shape and has diverse marine life and also stunning coral reefs, making it a popular destination for divers and also researchers. So that's it from my side about Bermuda and also about the Maverick mindset. So I would love to hear from you if you have any interesting facts related to Bermuda, or if you have any interesting tips becoming a Maverick, please have them come through in the form of comments. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can comment there directly, or if you have found this episode on social media platform, feel free to comment there. And thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome community. So folks, we would love to hear from you. So do not hesitate to share your ideas or feedback either through social media platforms, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com. Let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care.